The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Running Fantasy. The brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, gives $1 bonus funds. Use the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It is currently Sunday afternoon, September 7th, around 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Scott Reichel, once again joined by Lonte, and together we're going to get into the games for Monday. I believe there are 11 games on the card, so not a full slate, but still a lot of games to get into. But a reminder before we get into any of the actual games that I have to remind each and every one of you that we do have some discount codes available on the merch store. Use the code football at checkout for a quarter off everything in the merch store. And also make sure to check out the MLB Gambling Podcast. And a reminder, you still can enter, in theory, the NFL Survivor contest that we have. $100 entry fee, winner take all, if you want to do the Sunday night or the Monday night game. So check that out. But use the link sportsgame.com/survivor. Said before, I'm here with Lonte. Lonte, how's it going with you? What's up? How are you enjoying the baseball, once again, I guess, tennis, or even just football that's going on right now?
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's all right. Just I dial back on NFL, but it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. Baseball not so well over the past few days, so got to get back right. Hopefully we can start off with some winners on this week.
Yeah, hopefully we can do the same. I do know the Yankees had a pretty good series, though. Lost the opener to Toronto. They gained a game. All I could ask for. Boston's been terrible against Arizona, so that's kind of opened up a bit of a distance there as well. So pretty decent weekend for the Yankees. We'll see what they can do moving forward. But for the bets, I kind of cut back a bit just to get into football, etc. But still been betting baseball, even WNBA, so I've been busy. But either way, a point aside to move on into the games here for Monday. So, starting off with the first game on the card, we have the Royals taking on the Guardians. You have Burger against Ciccone. Now, for the pricing here, I do see the Royals at around plus 105. I see the Guardians at minus 125. For the over-under, I see 8 or 8.5. Now, Ciccone has been quite bad lately. No way around it. In fact, he has allowed at least 5 earned runs in 3 of his last 5 starts. It has not been pretty. And you're looking at Burger, who has been pretty good this season, but not really as big of a sample. 2-1, 2.61 ERA, but he has allowed less than 3 earned runs in, let me actually go all the way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 8 straight outings, he's allowed less than 3 earned. I know Kansas City's not been great recently. Cleveland actually did win the last couple against Tampa. But I'm going to go with the Royals' first 5 here. I'm going to ignore the bullpens. I do think that the Guardians have kind of found ways to win recently, and they might be in pretty good form. Kansas City's in the wild card race based on run differential, though. I think they are highly overrated. But I do think in the first 5, they might have a lead because Ciccone's been getting killed lately. So give me the Royals, first 5, money line in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I also like the Royals full game. I really just don't trust Cleveland at all. I really don't trust Kansas City at all. I'm more so on the under than anything. We saw Cleveland look good this weekend. I think they swept. They won 3 or 4 in Tampa. Well, not in Tampa, but they won 3 or 4 on the road. All low-scoring games. No teams.
I did not see that coming, by the way. I thought Tampa would win that series, and good job by Cleveland.
Yeah, I had Rasmussen today, and it did not work out at all. Good game, but just didn't work out at all. I like the under. I think both teams are offensively inefficient, and it's hard to kind of guide. As you can tell, they scored 2 runs, 3 runs, 7 runs, 2 runs, 8 runs, 7 runs. So it's just complete inconsistency. You talked about it with the pitchers. Nobody I really trust. Burger's been, like you said, he's been fine since joining KC. No more than 2 earned in any of his starts. Sassone's allowed a home run in 9 straight, 7 of those, 7 straight at home. I don't really trust Cleveland and the pitching staff. Sassone, I will say. So I'm going to take Kansas City, and I like the under as well. I don't think either offense can capitalize on the pitching that's going to be going on.
Yeah, I think 8.5 is too high, so I agree with you on that one. Moving on to the next game, Nationals taking on the Marlins. So we know both teams are not going to be going to the playoffs, but either way, season must go on. Cavalli is against Junk in this game. For this one, you have Miami, who is going to be favored. We have no lines for this game at the moment, but we know the Nationals stink, so Miami will be favored in this game. Total, once again, no lines. So I'll ask you, because Cavalli's been kind of up and down so far this season. I think his stuff is okay, but for the most part, it has not exactly been pretty lately. And Junk was having a pretty good season. He ended up getting injured, and now he's coming off the IL. He's not pitched since August 23rd. So we'll see how he goes. But point is, he has not really pitched in a couple weeks. I'll ask you for this game because Miami will be favored. I think I'm taking Washington, but I'm not going to bet this game at all. But I don't trust either team whatsoever. I think Cavalli's got decent stuff. He's got to work on it a bit more. But I don't really like backing pitchers right off the IL. And it's not like Miami's playing great baseball. So for what could be maybe a decent plus money price, I'll take the Nationals. But I'm just not going to bet this game.
Yeah, I don't have a strong take in it. It would be over or nothing. I mean, two bad teams, especially the offenses, should maybe look to be the strength on each side. I will say something that I didn't have in my bingo card was Washington going down to Chicago and winning against the Cubs 2 out of 3, and pretty decent fashion as well. So they are. I think they've won 5 of 6. And Miami's lost 5 of 6 or 6 of 7 or something like that. So
they won today. They beat Philly, but they've not been good.
Yeah. Okay. So regardless, they've won. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out the exact. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they are like 1-6 in their last 7. It's been bad, but
they're 1-5 and they're 1-5 in their last 6. So I think we see some runs here. I mean, I don't really trust the pitching on each side. Like you said, small sample size for Mazur. And Savale is just like, he's got a high hit rate, 14 earned in his last 3 on the road as well. So
who do you have pitching in this game?
I have Mazur pitching.
Okay, so I have Junk coming off the IL.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't.
I don't know if it's going to be Mazur or not, but either way, I'm taking Washington either way.
Yeah, either way, I like the over. And I wouldn't be able to bet either side. I'll be on the over, but I think it'll be some runs, Junk or Mazur. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, once again, I just want, for clarification purposes, we're not exactly sure who's pitching for Miami. Yeah. I think it is Junk because he was just activated.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it is Mazur, it's fine. I will go with Washington anyway for this game. I'm moving on to the next game. You have the Mets taking on the Phillies. You have the reincarnation of Tom Seaver pitching for the Mets as McLean's on the mound, and you have Nola, who's been awful for Philly, on the mound for this one. Phillies minus 115, Mets are minus 105. Really not a great ending to the series there for the Mets. They went 1-2 against the Reds. They could have gotten swept. Diaz got out of that bases loaded jam with no outs in the 9th inning. They could have gotten swept in that series. And Philly, we know, did win the series against Miami, did lose the final game. And of course, they are very good at home, 45-23. However, Nola has been really, really bad, consistently bad, and there's been no signs of progress at all. You figured maybe since he came off the IL, missed a couple months, he'd be fine again. And he has not. Last 2 starts, 11 innings, 10 earned runs. So I'll back the guy that looks like Tom Seaver. Give me the Mets' first 5 in this game. McLean's been a monster. I got nothing else to really add there. I don't trust the bullpen, though, so I'm going to avoid the Mets because I don't really trust the final couple innings. But I like him early. I think Nola's going to fall behind into the first couple innings. So I'm going to go with the Mets' first 5 in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Mets in the over. I don't trust Nola at all. You talked about it. I mean, if you look at it, the Mets have owned them. They've won 8 of their last 10. This year, they've won, what is this? They've won 7 of 9. So,
they've owned this team.
Yeah, it's pretty much been in dramatic fashion. I'm just looking at the runs that they've scored. 6, 13. They had 1 in there, and they scored 11, 2, 4, 5. So they've pretty much had their way. And the over has been hit about 5 of those 9 times. So with Nola's struggles, I like McLean. I think this will be a really good series. I'm looking forward to it. I think the Mets are going to continue to own this team. So give me the Mets at home. I mean, on the road, and I like the over as well. I think we see some runs.
Yeah, I think that the over is how I'll look too, but I like the Mets team total over.
Yeah, that's fair.
The reason why I'm not taking that, though, is because I want McLean. I feel like part of the reason why I'm picking the Mets is because, 1, I don't like Nola at all, and 2, is McLean's an absolute monster. So if I take the team total, I'm just skipping out on the better pitcher in this matchup. So that's why I'm going with, once again, the Mets' first 5 in this game. I do want to ask you, though, about the Mets, because they're still 4 games up on Cincinnati, but it feels like every time they're on the verge of actually creating genuine separation, they mess it up. So I'm just going to ask, what are your thoughts on the Mets right now? Do you think that they choke? Do you think they get there? Because I don't think the Reds are good enough to actually surpass the Mets.
Yeah.
But I don't think of the Mets as being a scary, quote-unquote, wild card team. because they're just so inconsistent. I just don't have faith in them to close games out because that bullpen's atrocious.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it'll be a more of just the Reds, like you said, just the Reds not being as good rather than the Mets just pulling away and being the superior team or anything like that. Yeah, I don't really like their pitching, to be honest with you. They're too inconsistent overall as well. I mean, Soto, Soto can go on a run. I mean, we saw it firsthand. He went on a run with us, a couple of blocks over. But I mean, it depends on the matchup as well. But I'm just not a fan of their pitching, to be quite honest. I mean, because what do you go with your 1, 2, 3? Who are you going with?
Well, they demoted Senga, so Senga's not an option anymore. Senga was terrible anyway for the last month, but he got demoted. So
right. So who do you go with?
It's a pretty tough situation.
Right, exactly.
Starters.
Exactly.
It's not pretty. I mentioned the bullpen. You're mentioning the starters. You might have Clay Holmes start a playoff game. McLean maybe is going to go for a playoff game.
That's tough for a young kid.
He's been so good though. I think he has. Peterson would be one of the guys because he has to be. I mean, even though he's not been as good lately, Peterson leads them in innings. His ERA is solid. You got to go with him.
Yeah, he's solid.
I think you're probably looking at Peterson, Holmes, and then maybe McLean. Like, it's kind of disgusting what the rotation would be for a playoff series. And I still don't trust their bullpen. Helsley's been terrible. I know Diaz had a pretty decent season. I still don't trust him at all. So you have a lot of questions with that pitching staff.
Exactly. So yeah, it's more to do with the Reds not being good than the Mets being the superior team and just pulling away with it because they're the superior team. So that's what I think. Although the Reds had a good comeback win today. I will say that.
They did. That's why I was mentioning it, because they showed some signs of life in the series. They gained a game against the Mets. But at the same point, I just don't think the Reds are talented enough. So I don't think they're going to be able to catch them. But I asked Dylan this question the other day, and I'm going to ask you the same question because I am curious if you'll actually get the answer or not. Elly De La Cruz, since the start of the month of July, do you want to guess how many home runs he has in the last 2 months and change?
3.
He has 1.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I was involved with Cincinnati Friday, I think. Bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, no outs.
He didn't take the bat off his shoulder.
He strikes out.
No, he didn't just strike out. He didn't even move the bat. The bat stayed on his shoulder the entire bat.
That was so bad, man. It was so bad.
It was terrible.
I had a couple of those this weekend, man. Imagine if you had the Dodgers. They're no-hitting Baltimore. Then Jackson Holiday tees off.
6 guys got on base in a row.
Yeah, so it's just like that. And then the Cardinals come back down 2-0. They have nothing going. Bases loaded. The guy walked. I forgot who the pitcher was. He walks like 3 guys straight.
Yeah, and the guy ropes it down the line. Yeah,
right.
I know what you're talking about.
That was my weekend.
Yeah, I was just asking about the Elly thing because I feel like most people just have not realized how bad Ellie's been for the last 2.5 months or so.
Yeah.
And he had an RBI today, so he helped them win. But 1 home run for a lineup that I'll use the word desperately. They desperately need his power.
Yeah.
And he has not been showing any of it. So I wanted to mention that. He also leads the league in errors. So not exactly the best season for Elly. Moving on to the next game. Honorable mention, though, for Volpe, who had another error on Sunday. Anyway, moving on to the Cubs taking on the Braves. Cubs really not playing that great. They ended up losing a series to the Nationals. You have Rhea against Strider. For this one, you have the Cubs at -150, Braves at +125 for the over-under in this game. I see it being set at 8.5. Forgot to mention, by the way, the over-under in that Mets game was 9. Apologies, I forgot to mention that. But for this game, 8.5 between Rhea and Strider. Strider just faced off against the Cubs, and he was really not that great. 5 innings, 3 earned, 1 strikeout. I had the under strikeouts. I appreciate it. Now, they were up a ton of runs, and they choked in that game. The Braves have actually not won a Strider start in a while. They've lost 5 in a row. The Striders actually made a start in. Now, you're looking at Rhea, who pitches to contact, doesn't go much distance, and the Cubs have not really been that good lately. And Rhea, for the last couple of starts, the last 2 starts, 8 2/3, 10 runs allowed, 9 of them being earned. So I think I like the over in this game at 8.5. But even though the Braves have lost 5 in a row with Strider pitching, I think +125 is a great deal. I think the Cubs laying 150 with Rhea, who's been bad recently. The Cubs are only 3 games over on the road. They're significantly better in Wrigley than other ballparks. I'll take the 125. I think that it's a pretty generous price on Atlanta. I understand that I can't stand this team, but you know what? Money's money, because the Cubs have not been good enough lately to warrant laying 150. Give me Atlanta plus 125 in the over.
Yeah, both of these teams, I don't want anything to do with.
I'm not betting this game.
Yeah, Chicago.
I might go over, maybe over.
Yeah, Chicago. They cost me this weekend as well, but I do like the over. I mean, look at the last 2 games for Atlanta, 28-4. They've been outscored, and that's off the heels of being outscored 19-4 in one game by the Phillies. So they haven't been good. Both teams have been inconsistent. I think Strider will pitch better at home. I mean, he just faced off against this team. They lost 6-7. I think he pitched pretty well. So we just saw this lineup September 1st. And it was a really good game. It went over the total. I think we see a similar outcome. Strider went 5 innings. Rio went 4 innings. I think that's probably what you'll get here. So I think we see some offensive explosions. I would not be shocked if we see a similar score, 8-7, 7-6, something like that. So I like the over.
Yeah. I'm with you. Strider really had no answers for Chicago. 1 strikeout the entire start. Yeah. I believe he struck out the leadoff batter and then never struck out another guy again. So I just think that it was definitely a good opportunity to potentially fade him again. Strider's strikeout stuff has been awful since he came back. So if you want to go for under strikeouts, decent angle. That's all I'll say. Moving on to the next game, looking at the Brewers taking on the Rangers. For this one, we have Quintana against we don't know. Now, Texas is actually a slight dog in this game, despite not knowing who's the pitcher. You have Milwaukee at minus 116 after taking care of business against the Pirates over the weekend. You have the Rangers at minus 102. Nice win in the series finale against Houston. Damn, Houston's not been good lately. But for Texas, they are 4 over now. They won 2 out of 3 against the Astros. Not playing great baseball, but a series win is a series win, and that's important in September, of course. But I'll ask you, because we know Milwaukee's a freight train. They are 34 games over 500. They will probably win. I mean, they need 11 more wins. They will win 100 games, if we're being honest here. I mean, they have about, what are they at? They're at 144. They need to go 11-9.
That's fine.
11 and wait. Let me actually see this. They have 18 games left. They need to go 11-7 to actually get to 100 wins, which I think is feasible, of course, for this team. Quintana, though, has been good. 11-5, 3.72 ERA. I mean, every Quintana outing's the same. You look up and it's like a 3-2 game, and you wonder how is he still pitching with everybody on base, and he still somehow only gives up about 2 earned runs. He lives dangerously, but you know what? He lives. So that's kind of how I would describe Quintana's pitching style. I'll ask you, because we have no pitcher for this game, for Texas. I'll go Milwaukee, but I don't feel great about it either way. But Milwaukee's too good. They should be a bigger favorite.
Yeah, I agree with that. Quintana, like you said, we know what we're going to get with him. Texas has been inconsistent. I mean, if you look at the last 4 games, 4 runs, 0, 4 runs, 0. So just a lot of inconsistencies. And that was against a Houston team and Arizona. Arizona's been playing better, but still it's against Arizona. I mean, I don't really trust them regardless of who the pitcher is. I trust Milwaukee. I pretty much know what I'm getting with Milwaukee, although they haven't been, as good lately. I mean, they've won 6-4 and they got a good sweep this weekend, but they just haven't been up to par like they have been earlier in the season. So I think the price is a little bit short. Quintana, I know what I'm going to get. I know what I'm going to get with the bats. I don't trust Texas offense. I'm going to go with Milwaukee on the road.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, this team is too good to be laying this number that's so short. So I'll go with Milwaukee in this one. Moving on, before we get into the remainder of the card for Monday, our Monday brought to you by our sponsor, which is MyBookie.ag. So using to bet on football, college football, use the prop builder for different sports. They also have a motto, which I know that we all agree with: bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Speaking of which, Lonte, you get down on the golf at all?
No, I didn't. I know Roy won though, but I didn't.
That's why I was asking. I wasn't sure if you were invested in that.
No. I wasn't. Not this time. I'm waiting for next week.
Yeah. Either way, though, point is you can use golf as well. But check out all the different sports they have. Use crypto for deposits and payouts. When you sign up for a new account, use the code SGPN to get 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. My MyBookie.ag promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Check out their models for college football and for the NFL. They also have props for NFL, WNBA, smart signals. Check it all out, but they also allow you to build your own model, and you have a reward system in place where you can potentially win a giveaway if you simply track your bets. So check out weekly cash prizes with the leaderboard system just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type for any model that you build, and you can win $1K. Once again, the plays do not even have to win. You solely have to hit the track bet button. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just hit 5 different bets, track them, and you can win $1K for a free giveaway. But a reminder, also check out the platform with a free week trial by using the promo link that we have with Rhythm. Use the link sportsgamblers.com Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going with the first couple games for Monday. Time to keep it going with the next game. Moving on to the next matchup, looking at the game between the Twins and the Angels. A reminder that, once again, teams have to play 162, even though they really don't want to. But anyway, for this game, you have Woods Richardson against, we don't know, for the Angels. Angels minus 130, Twins are a plus 110. We might be at the point in the season. I know that the Rangers are still competing for something, but when you have a lot of teams that are playing out the dog days of summer and even fall with nothing to play for, we might get a bunch of unlisted pitchers for them, because who cares? So we'll see what happens, but either way, for this game, we have the Angels being favored at around minus 130. Twins are about plus 110. For the over-under, I see 9 or 9.5 in this game. So the Angels are the better team technically by about 3.5 games. Congratulations. You're looking at Woods Richardson, who's been serviceable, going no length at all, but he tends to go about 4 and change 3 earned runs. That's kind of the experience for him. Who's pitching for the Angels? I don't know. But I'll ask you in this game, because I think the Angels are the better team. Does that mean much? No. But they're 34 and 37 at home. I mean, the Twins are okay at home, but they're 16 games under on the road. I guess I'm going Angels. If you bet this game, maybe go to a meeting, because I'm not going to bet this game, but I'll ask you, because I don't really have any interest in this game or either team anymore in the season.
Yeah, I actually like the Twins at the plus. I think it's a coin flip game, and if we're getting plus 120 on this. Historically, the Twins have owned the Angels. I mean, they won 9 of the last 10. They swept them this year. Actually, last month they swept them. They outscored them 21-5 in those games. Woods Richardson did go 5 1/3 in one of those starts. They were laying 126 at home. So now we're getting like plus, and that was against Kikuchi. So now, I mean, we don't know who it's going to be, but like, I think this is stealing right now with Minnesota. I faded the Angels this weekend because I thought that even though they owned the Athletics, I thought that the prices were outrageous. And they got killed 27-8.
Well, they're tied right now, but they got killed in the first couple games.
Yeah, first 2 games. I'm sorry. Yeah. First 2 games, 27-8. So I don't think it'll be quite that bad, but I do like Twins in this game.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game, looking at the Reds against the Padres. Padres and the Dodgers. Feels like neither team wants to win the division. It's been a really ugly stretch for the Dodgers, especially after blowing a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th inning and then losing the game. The Padres, though, have somehow been arguably worse. They lost 5 in a row, then beat the Rockies. They're winning again today, so at least they're going to win 2 in a row. But it has been a pretty ugly stretch for the Padres. I believe now they are 1 game back of the Dodgers, but both teams have been really bad lately. Now, for the pricing, you have Votto against Darvish. So for this game, we have no lines for the game. San Diego will be favored because they're in Petco, so they're going to be favored in the game. Having said that, Votto, I know, got scratched last start, but I think he's solid. Darvish has been kind of up and down this season. He's been pretty good at home, but overall, he has really not had a great season. A 5.75 ERA. Last home start wasn't great either. Last 2 starts, he has gone 8 innings, giving up 8 runs, 7 of them earned. So, once again, Darvish has been kind of a mess. Reds won the series against the Mets. Maybe that'll help them momentum-wise.
Should have slipped.
I really don't want to lay a minus price with the Padres, who've been awful for the last couple of weeks. And winning 2 games in a row against the Rockies does nothing to instill
after being
confidence.
Shut out. After being
shut out
in
that one by Freeland, who struck out like 10 guys.
So 8 innings, right?
Yeah, 8 innings, 10 strikeouts. It was just an insane performance.
Against Pivetta, who's good. Pivetta's good.
Yeah. Pivetta historically, though, in Coors has been really bad, but scoring no runs against Freeland's concerning. I'm going Reds here. It will be plus money, and I like Lodolo more than Darvish. So give me the Reds in this one.
I think you summed it up perfectly. I like Cincinnati. I thought they got they didn't get hosed, but I thought they should have swept the Mets. I mean, bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the 9th. I mean, you got to get at least one run across
They
the
didn't
entire
get
game.
choke, but they had a chance to sweep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they just poor execution. Like hit the ball in outfield. It's not hard.
Even a squeeze play, try something.
Anything. Like they didn't. I think they put the ball in play once with 3 batters.
It was a ground ball with 2 outs.
Yeah, like that's horrible. So, I think they'll carry some momentum. I mean, they ended up winning the next two, 6-3 to 3-2, 6-3 and 3-2. I like Lodolo. He's actually pitched against San Diego and he won that matchup 3-2, low scoring game. I think we kind of see a low scoring game here. Can't trust San Diego, so I'm going to take Cincinnati at the plus money because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a nice price for that.
I agree. Moving on to the next game, Cardinals taking on the Mariners. I know that Raleigh, I believe, is now 1 behind Mantle, I think, for most homers by a switch hitter in a single season. For this one, you have Mikolas against Wu. Mariners are minus 205 at home. Cardinals are plus 170. For the over-under in this one, I see 7.5. Mikolas, we know, has been bad this season, but occasionally will sneak up on you, and I'll actually have an okay start. For Seattle, though, they won 18-2. Today, so nice job by them. I know Atlanta stinks, but you know what? Wins are wins, and they count. So they outscored the Braves 28-4, as you mentioned before, in the last 2 games. They snapped the 4-game losing streak with that stretch. I'll ask you for this game, though. Do you really want to lay 205? The run line for Seattle in this one is about minus, I see even money, actually, for the Mariners here. Do you think the offense carries over? Or do you think that they go back to a classic home environment and we get another rock fight in our hands? What do you like in this game?
Yeah, I like the Seattle team total over. I would play the full game over as well. I mean, Mikolas has not been good on the road. So while I don't think they'll score like they did, this weekend, I do think that they'll be able to score, 5 or 6 runs, even off of Mikolas. I mean, he's allowed 4+ in 5 straight on the road. Now, he has put together back-to-back good performances where he allowed only 1 in each of those. But on the road, I mean, his road ERA is sky high. His hit rate sky high on the road. It's like night and day. I trust Wu. He's fairly steady. I kind of know what I'm getting with him. He's allowed 2 or less in 3 of his last 4 home starts. So it would probably be a Seattle team total over, or maybe Seattle minus 1.5. I do think that it can win by multiple runs here. So it'll be Seattle team total over and minus 1.5 for me.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, I agree, by the way. I think that Seattle, at least based on the price, even money's too good to fade Mikolas on the road, with a team that scored 28 runs in the last 2 games combined.
Yep.
Moving on to the next game, Diamondbacks taking on the Giants. Diamondbacks blew the lead. Red Sox are now leading 4-3, but they've had a pretty good series so far. For this one, though, you're looking at Christmas against Webb. You have the Giants at minus 180 at home. You have the Diamondbacks at plus 150. For the over-under in this game, I see 7.5. Lonte, what do you like? I know that Arizona's been pretty good recently. They're still not a good team, but they're over 500. Same record as the Giants randomly, so good for them.
Yep.
Christmas been good, though. 2-0, 2.14 ERA. Webb has been, I'll put it this way, he's had a pretty good season. A much better first half than second half, as far as I'm concerned. Last 2 starts, 12 innings, 5 earned. So we'll see how he goes in this one. But what do you like in this game?
Yeah, I like Arizona. I think the price should be a little bit closer. I thought that Webb should be probably around 135, 140. I mean, he's been solid. Don't get me wrong. But his hit rate is up. And Arizona's hitting the ball pretty well. Christmas, I really like. I mean, he's won his last 3 outings. He's had 2 or less in all 4 of his starts. He allowed 2 earned versus Milwaukee, which is a huge positive. We talked about how well Milwaukee has been offensively, and he went in there and pitched extremely well. San Francisco offense, nowhere near that. So I think in a more of a coin flip type of game, I think it'll be a kind of a mid, 4-3 type of game. But I think Arizona could pull it out. So I'll take the plus 57, 58? I'll take.
I see a 160 out there.
Oh yeah, it's even better. Yeah, I'll take that. Would probably go over as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the under. I do think that Christmas and Webb should pitch well, but I agree with the side. I think Arizona's been good enough. They've been feisty is the word I'll use, and I do think that for a team with the same record, with a young pitcher that's actually been pretty good so far this season, I just can't believe the Giants are laying 180. I just think that's an insane price. I get Webb at home historically has been incredible. That's fine. I think 180 is just an egregious price for this team.
Agreed.
Give me the Diamondbacks at plus 160. Moving on to the next game on the card, the second to last game, I believe, on the card, Red Sox and the A's. Both teams are playing right now, not against each other, but still. We have Crochet against Morales. For this one, you have the Red Sox at minus 165. The A's are at plus 140. For the over-under, I see 9 or 8.5. Now, we know Crochet is going to finish runner-up in the Cy Young because they're going to give it to Skubal. I think we all know that. But the point is Crochet has been good. except his last start. He was in great form. Then he got destroyed by Cleveland. 6 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned, 4 home runs allowed.
1 inning.
But,
One inning.
They won the game.
Yeah, they did.
They won the game. They won 11-7. So they've won 3 in a row. Crochet, though, has a home run problem, which I will mention, which can be a problem in this ballpark. But he has allowed at least 1 home run in 5 straight. So keep an eye out for that. He got 4 home runs last start. Not the ballpark where you want to have a home run issue for this game. Morales, though, has been phenomenal. And I feel like most people still have no idea who he is. ESPN, fun fact, has no picture for the guy. But he's 3-0, a 1.59 ERA. Not going a ton of distance, but he's been, once again, going pretty well for a young pitcher. 5 2/3, 7 innings, 6 innings, 5 innings. But he has allowed he's allowed 4 earned runs in those 4 starts combined. So he's been very good so far. And the Red Sox might win the finale against Arizona. They have not been playing well on their West Coast trip. I get Crochet's really good. The Red Sox are minus 176, I see, on FanDuel. I see the A's at around plus 148. You know what? I'll swing for it. Hot take. Give me the A's at plus 148.
Yeah, so I don't really have a take on the side, but if I had to play it, I would play the A's. The only thing I'm concerned about is Morales has been good, but this is the best. This is by far the best offense he's faced. And that is kind of an issue. And Crochet, the reason why I don't want to, slam dunk and take Boston is because of the home run problems. And if you can't navigate through that top of that lineup with the Athletics, then it's going to be trouble. So I think we see runs. I'm going to go over. I would much rather have the Boston team total over, though. But if I had to play just something, it would be the over in the game, because I think Boston will be able to score if Morales is overwhelmed by the offense of Boston. So I'll take the Boston team total over.
Yeah, it's mostly just been the actual weekend series for Boston recently. They have lost 3 in a row. Once again, they're winning right now. Arizona does have first and second, 1 out in the 7th, so we'll see if they come back or not. But the point is, Boston has just not played well, and Anthony's still in the IL, and he's been a very good young player for them, and that's a big loss. So I'll go with the A's. And a bit of a controversial take, I'll fade Crochet, who might give up some bombs, but I just think the price, kind of like what we said about Logan Webb, I just think for that game, the price feels too large. Give me the value on the dog there. Moving on to the last game, Rockies against the Dodgers. What are they, like minus 800? For this game, Dodgers are, I don't even know if we have a line. We don't have. We have Dollinger against we don't know. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be a massive price on the Dodgers. So I'll ask you, because I feel like even though the Rockies are terrible, the Dodgers did beat the Orioles today. I mean, thank God they didn't get swept by Pittsburgh and Baltimore back-to-back. But they have lost 5 of their last 6. They've lost 7 of their last 9. They've been awful. I'll ask you for this one, because I think Dollinger's not any good, but can I make an argument for the Rockies here? Like, can I make a case?
You can, but I don't want to listen to it.
It depends on the price, but I'll put it this way. What price would you need for the Rockies to consider a flyer? Is it 3-1 flat? Is it like 250? Like, what price do you need for a potential play on the Rockies?
Yeah, depending on who's pitching for the Dodgers, like at least 285.
Okay,
at least 285.
I can get behind that call.
Yeah, at least 285, depending on who's pitching. It's going to be no value in this game unless you're taking the Rockies. I would look at an over
or Dodgers like 2.5 at home.
Yeah, something like that. But even that might be juiced depending on who's pitching. So it's not a ton to break down here. It's going to be probably an over for me. I think the Dodgers can score like double digits on Dollinger.
I like the over, whatever the number is. That's my favorite play in the game. But for the sake of value, based on form right now, there's no way I'm laying with the Dodgers. I just
no way. No way. You can't do it.
I can't.
You can't do it.
Yeah, I guess it's Rockies technically. If it's like 3, maybe 3 flat, I'd consider it. But probably a pass. I like the
first
over.
5. I would play the first 5 if anything.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's a potential play there. But either way, we like the over, whatever the number is for this game. I'm assuming since it's in LA, probably 8.5 or 9.
Yeah.
Safe guess?
I would say 9. I would say 9 just because it's the Rockies.
That's fine. Yeah, anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the card. Time to move on into our Lock and Dog picks. Before we get into the Lock and Dog, the reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Urban Fantasy. You can do Best Ball Mania. Hopefully you signed up Bit too late now. Season, of course, did start already, but hopefully you signed up. And if you missed it, try out for next year. $15 million in guaranteed prizes. So once again, check out Underdog Best Ball next year since you missed this year. But you can still use the platform even without the fantasy football attachment. Use the pick'em entries. You want to 500 times your money. And reminder, brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 bonus funds. Use promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is a sports prediction market, #1 in America, and it's an exchange. You'll get the best prices in the market. Novig's also available in 35 states, so make sure to check if it is legal in your state. Download the app, spend $5, and you'll get $50 free, no questions asked, if you use the code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going through all the games for Monday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. Lonte, I'll let you go first as always. What's going to be your lock and dog for the show?
Yeah, so let me just make sure that we got an updated price.
By the way, update, Boston officially tied again. Arizona tied again.
Oh, damn. Just my luck. Yeah, I'm going to, for the lock, I'm going to take Quintana and Milwaukee. I mean, a lot of uncertainty, but if they're going to hang anything under 130 on the road with Milwaukee, I know it hasn't been playing well, but I don't trust Texas at all. I don't trust their offense. I know what I'm going to get with Quintana. Texas doesn't hit lefties that well either. So I think the price is a little short. It should be probably around like 135, 140. So I'll take the minus 115 for Milwaukee. For the dog, let's go with, do I want Arizona? Let's go with a baby dog because I need to get back on track. Let's go with Kansas City plus 107 with Berger. I think Sissoni should not be laying anything. I don't care who it's against.
All right. So for my lock on the show, a couple of things I was tempted by. I'm trying to see if they updated any lines or if we still have the same lines as before. Thought about maybe going with the over in potentially the Cubs game, which I thought about. I think I am going to go with that, actually, because Atlanta might get buried or we see Rhea struggle. Give me the over 8.5. Strider is not very good against them last time out. Rhea has not been good lately either, and he pitches the contact in general. Give me the over 8.5 at minus 110 as my lock in the Cubs and Braves game. For my dog, do we have a... No, Mets are favored in the first 5. That sucks. I was hoping they'd be like a slight dog, but I can't get away with that. So for my dog on the show... Sorry, just trying to see what I can find. Because it might be a game with no line. Thought about maybe going Washington. Maybe. A's I thought about, but no. Diamondbacks, I don't know if I trust them enough. They have been feisty lately, though. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll go for it, actually. I'm going to go with the Diamondbacks. I think plus 160 is a good price. They've been competitive lately. I think Webb has been fine. Christmas been great, though. And we're watching the Diamondbacks right now maybe have another comeback against the Red Sox today. I know it's different, home and road, but still, Arizona, you know what? They could have rolled over, and they have not. They've been really good lately. We'll see if they win right now, but they are 8-2 in the last 10. Could be 9-2 if they win today. So give me the good form at a good price at plus 160 as my dog. Now for the home run picks. Lonte, who do you like to go yard? Any thoughts?
Yeah, my bad. I was on mute. But yeah, I'm gonna stay with my dog. I'm gonna go with my cousin Vinny to hit one tomorrow. He's got 4-game hit streak going. I think he's got 1 hit, 2 hit, 2 hit, 1 hit in his last 4. He's got a home run in that span. Sissoni's allowed a lot of contact, a lot of home runs. So I think that Vinny can go yard tomorrow. So let's go with Vinny.
Okay. For me, looking at the Mets numbers against Nola, trying to see if there's anybody that I'm tempted by. I'll go for it. You know what? Why not? It fits well with the right field there in Philly. Give me Soto. Gave out Soto previously on the show in the past. He went yard. I know he's been good lately. So I'll go with Soto to go yard in this one. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for the show. Of course, we're back with the prop show on Monday morning. We're back again to get into the Tuesday games, roughly 5 p.m. I know we were a bit later today. You know, football's football on Sunday. Anyway, Lonte, anything you want to add before we officially end the show?
That's about it, man. We got 4 1-possession games. Well, 3. So yeah, we're gonna enjoy that football.
Yeah, something witching hour. Anyway, until